Finally getting to work on my friend Jack's pickup truck. The thing that struck me first about this truck was the chop is just on. The proportions are perfect. I love the 5-window look, the little corner windows in the back of the cab. It takes a lot of work to make all that happen. I think the coolest thing about this truck is the fact that it has a complete drivetrain upgrade.
It's a front-wheel drive out of a Cadillac.
All right, I see the steering and
Put in the
here.
back.
Basically, the whole front clip of a Cadillac in the back of the pickup truck. This van has gone full custom already. I think it's really cool. I'm thinking it really nice interior, cool paint job, lower it, it's on the road. And the cool factor in all of it is that the bodywork's done. I think if we just give this a quick block sand, maybe a sealer and paint, we're good to go.
No, we're gonna have to cut it up a little bit. I can't leave anything alone. So we're gonna have to take about this much out of the middle. I want the top to be about this high.
Jack threw a total curveball at this project. I was thinking of wild paint schemes, you know, and he's talking about cutting this thing apart. So you want to section the entire body?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good looking truck like it is, man.
I know.
Sure you don't want to just start on another one? This is,
No. This has to be the one. It was chopped 4 inches already, and he liked that, but I had other ideas. I have some drawings here that I kind of scribbled out here.
Oh, yeah. He's showing me all these pictures. He's got these different ideas, you know, he's talking shop, and I'm just trying to hang in there. I still can't get over the fact we're gonna cut apart this awesome truck. This is even crazier, man. I mean, this is a nice, clean-looking, classic kind of chopped-top pickup, and you want to build a spaceship.
Of course. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
That's pretty freaking radical, man. That's like a full custom body then.
Well, it is.
But you don't really change anything mechanical under here. It's just all sheet metal work.
Mechanical work's been done. It needs a little, it's got a few little bugs in it.
I don't mean to seem a little nervous, but I am starting to sweat.
It's hot out, too.
I'm the guy that likes to cut stuff up, likes to freak it out. So Jack's kind of turning the tables here. I thought we were going mellow on this, and he's taking it to a whole new level.
Here's the original truck.
Oh, crazy.
It looks like an old truck that's my favorite custom truck, which was the Deora, and I decided I want to build something, not exact, but close. I updated it, made some sketches, what it would look like today if somebody was to build it today as opposed to 50 years ago. I just made a few changes, and then that's what I want.
I told him I'd build him a vehicle, so I guess it's his call. Well, and looking at this thing, it's nothing like what you have. I think we got to cut that whole thing apart and just like build a new body.
Sure, whatever it takes.
I know what this thing's going to turn into, a pile of sheet metal. I have a plan of attack. I just want to be sure that he's all in. There went a fine custom pickup.
Well, I just took some pictures of it so you can look at those later.
Perfect. I'm gonna pin one up on the
Something
on
to
the bulletin
remember.
board. Yeah. We want to section it 5.5 inches because the shock towers are that much lower than the stock bed rails. I think if we cut off the top surface, we'll still have this shelf to weld to, so the new panel can come right in and lap just inside the old joint. While Jack's doing the bed sides, I'm going through the nose. I'm going to try to remove all the panels independently, take one at a time off of the inner structure, because I think that's all we're going to modify is the inside of the skeleton of this truck.
Air conditioned now.
It's that blow-through design. Keep your toes cool on those hot days. Typical day in the shop, sir.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Looks great.
Right.
I love it.
A lot of people get nervous, but
No.
you're a welder, man.
I don't think so.
This is getting heavy. Jack doesn't seem to be phased, you know? He's getting into the cutting of this thing, and he's all on board. Jack's seen me complete a lot of vehicles. I'm sure he's completely confident. He's just never seen the process.
Once we start cutting and he got into it, I couldn't keep up with him. He can look at something and see it in his head. I got one piece done and you got 5 pieces
I'm
done.
fast, man. I'm
I
quick.
can see that. So I had to hurry up and cut the other panels. I've been wanting to build this thing ever since I saw the car back in the 60s. I thought it was the most beautiful truck I'd ever seen. And I said, one of these days I'm going to build this thing. You know, it sat around for so long, and I'm thinking, well, maybe this will never happen. But now it's happening. You don't see trucks like this running around on the streets, even today.
There was a little bit of a fuss getting these bedsides off. There was a lot of structure in the tailgate area. Helped Jack cut through that with the Sawzall. All of a sudden, there's only half a truck. We're deep. It's a total loss. Call the insurance. Jack, how do you feel now that I just cut your whole truck in half?
I don't know.
You get a little taken aback when you see this after the first 4 hours. I mean, I've been through it, but I don't know if Jack's having second thoughts, but he's definitely concerned. Yeah.
Another fine mess you got me into, Ollie.
Yeah, great. I told you it could have been easy, but you had to take it this far.
I know. Can't listen. You know how that is.
Yep.
It's too late now. Anyway, we're down the road, so that's the way it is.
At this stage, it's looking like a mess. It's completely cut apart. But I think that's a great starting point. This is a complete blank slate. It's a rolling floor pan. Well, put those on the fireplace mantle. We'll keep those for inspiration.
Yeah, I'll
during
put
the
them
whole
over
build.
here.
All right, well, I started sanding these. Let me finish this one slice, and
All
then
right.
we can mock up these bedsides. We're close. The whole idea with putting these bedsides on is stacking parts. Typical scenario, and what I do is want to cut this thing down, put one side on, and see if the 5.5-inch section was the right call. Just see how it works out. All we care about is those ends indexing. So that's your 5.5. I think that height looks good, man. It's a little more radical than your model.
That's
and
okay.
And it's a little less.
It's a little in between.
Yeah, it's in between the two. I think Jack knew it from the start. I was the one who had to be convinced. So stepping back and looking at it, I think Jack's got an eye for this. I think it was a great call. It really streamlines the whole thing. Yeah. You can see that the van still has some action in it, but the seam we're working by leaving that strength underneath, that's leading it right off.
That made the whole difference right there.
Let's put the other side on
Yeah.
and just see one, make sure they're
Make
even.
sure everything's even.
It's critical that these bed rails are parallel. If they're crooked, you're gonna see it right away standing back on it. You don't want it to look kind of weird. We're putting a couple straight edges across, measuring down to the floor, standing back and looking at both sides, just basically making sure they're both even and they're ready to weld on. The bed sides were a sigh of relief, but the skeleton in the front now is my big concern. The section Jack's talking about is pretty radical. We talked through a number of different ways to section this door. I think ultimately we're gonna have to go straight through the center. A little more work welding the skin back together, but I think it's gonna afford us the cleanest look. You know what you need in that door?
Put a fish tank.
LCD TV, a flat screen television.
Oh, no.
It'll look great, man. You'll be like all the young guys.
Okay, now we flip it over and
I
cut
don't
the
know.
sides.
I've never done this before. What do you think? Look at that, right on the money. 4 words to describe it. This is highly technical, Jack. I'm about to get down with my bad self. I'm gonna cut this thing in half, cut that, it's gonna land, it's gonna be perfect. I don't know what else to tell you. Just trying to take baby steps in sectioning this thing. It's way harder to put it back together if you make a bad cut. Voila! But I know in building cars, you kind of got to have all the pieces in place, and that's really what I'm trying to assemble for Jack. Coming in. Hey, that looks pretty good. You might have to, realign stuff. I'm not sure.
Add on a piece or
See
whatever.
where it is, yeah. Holy moly, look at that.
See that?
That's what those measuring tapes do for you, man.
I know.
Like I said, Jack, if you just pursue this for your career path, you might even be able to earn a living doing this stuff. You're a natural.
I've been messing around with this for years. It goes all the way back to the 60s, 68 when I worked at Barris's. You just work there and you see how stuff was built, and you get a feel for it.
Jack's pretty laid back about his accomplishments, but he's been in it since before I was born. He's worked with a lot of the greats. You see him in all the magazines, been involved with a lot of projects in the motion picture industry. He's been there and he's done it. He's doing the dance, it's raining, planets are aligning. It's gonna be a good project.
Everything's lined up. Look at that. Oh, man.
That's a radical freaking shop, man.
This is gonna be great.
At the end of each day, Jack takes a bunch of pictures. He was thinking about this windshield, so he went home, kind of ruminated on it a bit. He went, got his hair cut, got a massage. He's looking good. He's back in action. All we changed was the bottom of the windshield. We brought it up 2.5 inches. Other than that, it's a keeper, right?
That's it. And we can sheet the front of it.
Usually I'm the guy standing back assessing the whole thing, and that's the nice thing about having another professional in the room is you got 4 eyes instead of 2.
Still has to come down more, just a hair.
Well,
1/8 inch.
I don't have any hair.
That's good, that's better.
A great thing about the way Jack thinks on a project is he's not really wishy-washy about things. He says yes or no very efficiently, and that's really what I'm all about. Make a decision, stick it, and move on. So for the front windshield, Jack brings in a frame with no glass. So for the rear window, he brings in a glass with no frame.
The back glass is out of a 58 T-bird, the square bird, and I think it's gonna fit real good with the back of the roof.
It's just gonna be a challenge because the radius does not match what we're building in the rear wall. Just like with the front, it's a different vehicle, and he wants to make this work. He's really stuck on this piece of back tempered glass. I definitely need to build a frame for this rear glass, but we need to figure out the angle. That's the most important thing.
How about if we lean it a little more? Yeah. Where's the model? See, this model is...
It's going back to the drawing board. Oh, I see, yeah, it is. It's almost symmetrical with the windshield.
See the angle? We can, where's your angle finder?
It's getting heavy. Jack's getting down with his bad envisioning self. Jack's using the angle finder on the model. I know how to do this real world, and he's getting all with the toy cars.
Right?
Well, you can use that model all you want, but I would consult the calculations of the pyramids. The model's a good reference point, but we're building a big model here, so let's check out the specs on what we got going on and adjust from there. Why don't you see what the A-pillar is?
55 degrees.
Put this at 55, it's gonna look awesome.
55.
See, does that look good?
Right there. That's fine.
The whole thing here is proportion, so that's really what all this calibrating and whatnot's about. Just trying to make the rear wall angle match the A-pillars.
I think it looks perfect. You just start making the surround pieces and weld it in.
So we stick the back wall of this thing in position, just for a mock-up. And the most important thing is somebody gonna fit in here? The back wall is gonna inhibit your shoulder room, and let's see what we're working with in real world measurements. Hop on in there, sir. Thing's tiny.
Where's my head? Is it too high?
Yeah.
I sat on the seat and my head stuck up about 4 inches above the roof.
No, I've got the solution. We're gonna make a blade right here, and you're gonna sit into position, and we're gonna take that much off.
Just like I'm
It's gonna fit
getting an
perfect.
autopsy.
Right, it's gonna be perfect. I saw this coming from a mile away, and here we go. Now the challenge of actually getting a human to fit in this vehicle begins.
It's gonna be fun getting out of this thing too. I can see that. Now we're gonna have to take something out of the seat or cut the floor and drop the seat down into the floor so I can sit a little lower because I don't want to be driving it like this.
Today's the day. Jack's coming in to check out my sail panels.
Oh, wow. Holy mackerel. I didn't even know he was even getting close to that. But it's beautiful. Oh man, this is more than I thought it was gonna be.
So the big concern I had was this. We can cut these back, but we can't add to them. So I just left them big.
Well, yeah, well we have to look at it from
right.
the side.
I left these sail panels on the side of the rear window large for a purpose. I wanted Jack to come in, check them out, trim it to the angle.
I would think just a couple inches past the back glass. You know, right about here.
Cool. We can kind of come to this tack weld maybe.
Yeah, about there. That's fine.
It was a relief to see that Jack liked the design of the sail panels. After we trimmed them up, Jack was really into it. He came up with another element he wanted to add.
You know, I was thinking, what if we put a little...
You could put louvers.
No.
Freaking
Just
bubble windows.
put a step in it.
A big crystal.
With the...
Oh, bead roll it?
bead roller.
We could do that.
It was plain. I figured, you know, if we put a little step in it, break it up a little bit, and it also give it more strength.
Jack comes up with an idea to put a bead roller on it and then create an embossed pattern. And I think that's going to set it off perfectly. I'm impressed.
We'll weld that together and go from there.
Yeah, I think it's all about having the right crown in the roof skin before we can go any further.
Right.
This roof skin is definitely not going to be used again. Somebody put a big, ugly, mid-1980s motorized glass sunroof in it, and that sucks. Step into the shop and Jack gets busy with the technical stuff. He's measuring, he's thinking, he's considering.
63 from gutter to gutter. 55.
What's up?
That's 63, this is 55.
What? 10 inches difference? My plan was to just nail this roof, and it turns out it might be a lot more work than I thought.
When we brought it in here and set it down on the floor, I looked at it, and the first thing I thought was, this thing's not wide enough.
Well, we could just cut the whole skin off and move it around.
Till it fit, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We just need this skin for a portion of the roof. We still have a lot of leftover stuff. I'm thinking, let's just cut this off, slap it on top, and just see if we can work with it.
The roof is going to be a real challenge. The look of the roof is going to either make or break this truck. So we got to be real careful how it flows. We don't want it to stick up too high, and we don't want it too flat either.
We cut the roof skin out of its frame, put it on top of the rig, and we could see it's definitely short. It's going to need a considerable amount of work.
What if we turned this sideways? You want to turn it sideways just for grins to see?
I knew what side of the roof I wanted to work with, and Jack was picking the other one. So immediately I had trouble. Even though it was wider, I think the flatter contour is going to be better. You know, I've been telling you from the start, if we turned it sideways, it would fit a lot better. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. All right, man, we're ready for the back portion. The trickiest part in the whole roof is the way the rear of it matches up with the rear window and the sail panels. This is a really big design element as well as a structural component. It's right at eye level. Everybody's looking at it, so it's got to count. Is that gonna work?
No.
What? That's it, we just cut this roof back again. You know?
Take some more
Take
off.
some more,
just
because
keep going
I think you
till
want
it
to come in
lines
at least 2 inches, right?
up. Yeah, at least.
Yeah, because that looks pretty parallel. We'll come in 2 inches, and then we'll just come straight up from here.
If the back window and the rear of the roof doesn't look right, it just kills the whole project.
Our envisioning board. So I think that works like that, eh?
Sure.
The rear center of the roof is the simple part. We take a piece of sheet metal and put it in the slip roller, set it up to the contour I need, and attach it. It's going to be getting these corners patched in that's the challenge. So that's cool and all, but I'm just having trouble seeing how all of this is going to come together. And before we go any further, let me just show you one thing I was thinking. I was thinking about how to make this back wall come into the back glass convincingly. Pitched Jack this idea about having kind of a rear overhang, frame it out with some round tube.
So this piece here would be out here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're hiding where the glass sits. It's a total little shroud.
First, I didn't think it was a good idea. But then when I saw it, I said, yeah, it was perfect, because he saw something I didn't see. That's a great idea, because I think that it gives it a transition here, a point here.
I think I won Jack over with my design of the roof and rear wall. He's really stepping back from the harsh design critic, and he went for it.
Does that make enough room for the third brake light? When that swoops
Third
out,
brake light possibilities are infinite with this design. I got the pep talk completed with Jack. All the pieces are in place. All I gotta do is build it. Putting this roof back together was a lot of extra work. If this thing didn't have a sunroof, it would have been a different story entirely. Now, it's all about making the rear of this roof come together.
Yeah, I think your idea with the tubes is perfect.
I'm glad that Jack liked the idea for the round tube surround, because I knew it would tie the whole design together.
That's nice.
Not only did this round tube in the rear of the roof add the structure that we needed to attach to, by following that all the way around through the drip rails, it shaved them off and just helped the whole thing fit together. Take a look. Tell me what's wrong.
Nothing's wrong.
What?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I like what you did with the window. It's beautiful.
We're making some pretty good progress on the front of the truck, and then Jack shows me these giant taillights he wants to use. This is kind of dicey. Wanting to use these taillights requires cutting through the structure of the bedsides we just spent so much time to strengthen and make straight. My initial conversation with Jack, we talked about having the taillights flush with the rear of the panel. I made all the cuts, put them in place, and I just wasn't sure. Just having a tough time envisioning how these things are gonna fit in here. As soon as I mock up these taillights, I could see they're physically wider than the rear of the truck, so it's a problem. I have an idea. It's different than what Jack had mentioned, but I think it could be way better. Yeah, I think that will work. In simplest terms, it's a French taillight. It's a 5-foot wide French taillight. Why not? I don't know where the term came from, but when you talk about custom cars, a French headlight or taillight means it's sunken in, it's recessed in the body panel. The cool factor with setting up the taillight like this is that it already mimics the front headlights. The downside is it's quite a bit of work. Jack's not here, so I'm just gonna go for it. I dig it. I am on the right path. I just hope Jack responds. But what I did was I took these two super heavy-duty gate hinges and I mounted them in parallel. There's one on top of the other, very close together, super compact and super strong. Watch your fingers. Whoosh.
This is unbelievable, man. I never expected this.
When something's this radical, you can't put anything back in its original place. That's the bottom line. If you change everything, you gotta follow through with everything. And it needed these doors to fit that bill. I just can't figure out what to do with this body line. I love how you replicated this in here
there.
with the bead
Yeah.
roller, but this line doesn't go anywhere. You could see that there was a body line left over from the original vehicle, and it didn't go anywhere. It just looked like it was lost in space. What if we put a plate right down the door?
Boy, that's a lot of extra work.
I want to just get rid of the line completely, but Jack had other ideas.
Just bring it out and let it fade in. That'd be fine.
Okay, so that this line just kind of appears right here.
Yeah, it starts curving this way, so it would start there.
So then back here, what this would come in through
Fade
here
it
and
into
turn
nothing.
up like that.
Or up the hill.
Jack wanted to leave some element of the original body line in place. He wanted to fade in the two sides. I'm not so sure, but in the end, it's his truck. So we'll come right to
Door
here.
curves, yeah, they'll
So your
stop
line will
there.
start here,
Sure.
and this will just get filled.
You can't just stop, so it's
Right.
just blend it into that. It's fine.
Okay. I started working on Jack's body line design, and I really just want to get rid of it completely. We've been friends for a long time. There's one favor I could ask you. please don't go through with this. If you look at the line from here to there, it's asking for a straight shot. It's gonna look like somebody caved the door in, man.
Yeah,
That's what you're gonna end up with. It's gonna look like somebody pounded the side
banged
of it.
into it.
So it's gonna be the same amount of work to put in one long piece, and I think you're gonna end up with a dented looking door if we don't do this. I'm really just kind of pushing him, you know? I'm willing to settle on what he wants to do, but then I give him the pep talk. We just put a sheet like this right through here. So if you're cool with that, I really think this is the right move, man.
I agree with you. I agree that you're right again.
Well, I didn't say I was right. It's just a different opinion that happens to be correct.
It's going to be much better. It happens to be correct.
I put on my lawyer's suit. I sold my case. We're going to do it my way. The remedy for this body line thing is pretty simple. It's just a piece of 20 gauge sheet, tack welded very delicately so we don't warp the door. Grind, body fill, repeat. That's it. This is a simple design, but making any round shape out of square material is a challenge. So we're gonna make these two rounded corners out of some 1/2x1/2 stock and just kind of mock up like a truss shape for each corner to keep it strong. These lifts we're gonna use put a lot of stress on it, so I'm trying to do the simplest, most lightweight design, but as strong as possible. We're gonna put aluminum over the top of this thing, so that adds a bit of weight. And the idea is, just like with the door skins, you don't want it to look like it's concave, like it's falling apart, right? So at least that, with weight on it, I mean, that's, I don't know how much weight, but then that's perfectly flat. It's pretty hard to press. Jack's unsure as how he may finish this off upholstery-wise. We're gonna sheet it with aluminum so that it's lightweight. We're just gonna put in a series of panels, and however he finishes it is up to him. I got this hinge from industrial metal, steel, heavy duty. That's gonna run the length of the front of this cover to allow it to hinge up and down. Jack left to the store to get the final pieces for this cover. I got this frame fabbed out, so we should be good to go. I'm really not sure where Jack acquired these, but we found a matching pair, and it seems like they're gonna work. The thing lifts smoothly, it stops in a good position, and it doesn't slam shut. It falls down nice and even, and that's what we needed, the proper piece for the job.
It was a couple of tries, and we finally got the right ones. I'm looking forward to see what the whole tonneau cover looks like when it's finished. Sure really makes it look clean, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole,
that hole up,
the whole look, yeah. Yeah, so this last trim, I'll just cut out these holes so the air will vent out, and we'll just be ready for upholstery, man. Putting holes in the body panel is a pretty big style choice. Jack came up with these 3 slots that he feels will be enough airflow. I'm not so sure. But either way, we're gonna go ahead and just blank out a few holes for the air to move through. Aha! So we set up the bracing and cut the holes, and they just look like 3 rectangular slots, 3 big holes in the truck. I'm thinking it's gonna need some kind of a finishing detail. This looks kind of like a toaster. Looks like just three slices of bread are gonna pop out of there.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that.
I think I got this perforated metal, be perfect for it. I got a bunch of perforated steel sheet. Just gonna try to convince Jack to use one of those. So I got this stuff I used in the grill of another car. That's a pretty clean look.
Oh, that's neat, yeah.
And then the standard round hole punch stuff.
He brought out some expanded metal that he has, and we looked at that, and it's nice, but it wasn't it. What about louvers? Set it right.
3 panels like this.
Panels about that size, but punch louvers down the middle and set it on there.
Yeah, I think louvered metal panels would be way cooler than just some grill or screen or something. Yeah, for sure. In hashing out the final idea on what's gonna cover these holes, Jack loves the idea of louvers. The whole thing is, where do you get them? Well, I know a guy, he's got a louver press. I'm not exactly sure the dimensions, but I've seen them all over the place. We could maybe just bring 3 pieces of metal.
I kind of like the louver idea best.
All right. Well, he's kind of a hard dude to get, but if he's willing to do it, I think that would be our best choice. This body is 99% block sanded. We gotta come up with a paint scheme, because that's the last bit of fab on the whole rig. Let's just spray out a bunch of panels with the different color choices we have and see what we can come up with, because the paint is obviously the last critical decision.
Oh, yeah.
Jack's really convinced he wants to use this red color. I'm not so sure. I'm gonna try to bring some other element into it, make it a little different. So these are our 3 starting choices. I got this chop top silver I painted a few cars with. Look at that, it's hot.
Beautiful.
So I was thinking, obviously with a gray or a white or a silver base coat, each color is gonna look different.
Right.
You have your definite base coat color. You can't really tint that, but I can tint this other Eastwood product with the silver. So I'm gonna lay out yours with a silver and white base coat sample. Then I'm gonna lay out that straight over silver and white, and then I'm gonna just progressively silverize
Add
this
silver to
and
it
see what
until
that
it
does.
comes-
We'll have like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
6 different shades.
That'll work.
All of this is really prep work for where I wanna go with the paint job. I just gotta convince Jack. Now the secret weapon. You know, I love this stuff, man. I know it's a little bit not in your time frame, but I'm a glutton for this stuff.
You put a little flake on it. It just doesn't fit. This is a truck, though.
You see the way I'm working here? This is like a top chefs. I wanted to go metal flake, a bunch of crazy details. Jack's a little more mature than me.
Yeah, thanks.
Tractor beam. Look at it's going.
Yeah, look at this. The God rays are coming. Look at.
He wants to see the flake, man.
Oh yeah, he's pointing towards the
Divine
flake.
intervention.
Oh,
I
no.
knew it as soon as I put that pinch
Oh
on there.
man.
The sun came through the roof, got a cool little spotlight on it, and I'm digging the flake. I'm just not sure about the red. I don't know, I'm really liking the darkest brown. Well, I think those are our final 2, man.
Yeah, but this is it here. Forget that stuff.
Come on.
I know Ian doesn't like it, but I still like the red paint by itself. The gold flake was just a little too much for me.
Oh man, that flake is awesome. Gold
Killing
is
me.
exactly what it needs.
They're killing me on a truck. You don't do that on a
bitchin'.
truck.
We're going with Jack's red color, but I'm not giving up on spicing up this paintwork just yet. I can't wait to see that flake on the whole truck, man. It's gonna be
They're
bitchin'.
killing me. Oh.
It's gonna be hot. Go-to guy for me is the old timer. Gene Winfield is one of the legendary car builders. He's been around Southern California hot rod custom car scene forever.
June of '53 was the second issue, and I'm on the cover right there.
The only word to use is time capsule and cool. So that's 3 words. But either way, it's a pretty rad spot. It's got a lot of history, a lot of nostalgic toys, clothes, furniture, everything. And he's even got a Star Trek room.
This is Captain Kirk's chair, yes. It was in the Enterprise. And this is my car that I built in 1965, was on Star Trek and also on Bewitched. It's all aluminum on a Citroën chassis, a French Citroën chassis. This is the original artwork here. So I built the whole car from that picture right there.
The whole thing with walking through this place is that it is a freaking motherlode of information. This guy's done a lot of work. He's been in the scene forever, and this is really an homage to that. I came up here to get a set of Louvers stamped. Pretty simple. I could have came with a piece of sheet metal. Instead, I brought the whole truck. Hey, Gene.
Hey, Ian,
How's it going?
how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a little
What in
while.
the world do you have here?
I got this Econo line. I figured I'd take it up
What?
to the
That's an Econoline?
take it up to the guy who's got the baddest Econo line around and show it off.
Oh, thank you. You know, of course, it reminds me of the Diora.
That was the inspiration for it, exactly.
The Alexander Brothers. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I like the way you brought it out and you sectioned it.
We sectioned the bed 5 inches. We sectioned the cab 8 inches.
Wow. You know, the basic shape of it and the slant on the B and C pillar is just beautiful. You know, it's different. Got a little bit of a sail panel going.
Yeah,
here.
it's kind of like the El Camino a bit,
Yeah.
but its own thing.
No, it looks great.
I've been up here to Winfield's a few times, mostly for his car show in the fall, and each time he's got an amazing array of custom projects. There's always something new. It's just cool to look around.
I started very early. I started my first shop in late '46, and I've been going ever since, and I just keep going because I love it. I like to create things. I like to make things different. Every vehicle is a challenge, a little bit of a challenge, and I like to jump in there and make it happen. First, louver is very critical. I have to pull it down very slow with my hand to get it so it doesn't punch accidentally. And then I line up the center line. Punch that first one right now. Original louvers were done in an oak block. They were done on all the midget race cars years ago. The small midget race cars, they had louvers all through the hood. My louver is the only louver that I know of in the world that has a peak in the center. It has a slight peak.
I know, that's what I thought was so cool about it. It looks like not like you see on your typical stuff.
I'm surprised nobody's ever copied that. All other louvers in the world, they're flat on top. I put a slight peak in my louver to design it, and when I put it on a curved hood, the rows of louvers look better because of the peak in there. Okay, there we go, 19 of them.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what we needed.
All right. I hope that I was able to teach Ian a few things today while he was here, and every time he comes here, I want to teach him some new things. That's what I like to do. I like to carry it on.
Perfect, man. Totally better than their simple screen or whatever we were talking about.
Yeah,
The Louvers
yeah,
did
that's
it.
gonna
I
work
appreciate
great.
it. Gene's the man. He handled this louver job perfectly, gave me a ton of inspiration for the paint job. I thanked him again and again, and I'm on the road. I'm gonna get this thing painted. All the way back from Gene's, just thinking about the paint scheme, you know, I was looking at his truck. That thing is dynamite. It really got me inspired. I told Jack I was just gonna put a sealer coat on the truck, but I went for it. I painted the whole thing. Aha!
I thought you were just gonna seal it yesterday. I walk in today and it's already painted. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? Did I miss a day or something?
I got inspired after seeing Gene's truck, and I just had to go into the color. I had to see this thing painted.
I think we picked the right color, don't you?
I don't know, man. I'm having trouble with it. When I saw it in the can, I was a little like, and then when I sprayed it on the truck, I was a little more like.
When I first saw it, I was very happy with it, but Ian wasn't. He said, we can do more with this thing. What do you think it needs, Ian?
I got plenty of gold metal flake.
No,
You just spray
no,
metal flake line.
No.
Why do you shudder every time?
God, that stuff. Here he goes again. Just adding a little more to what's already good.
My whole issue, even though I'm not a big fan of the color overall, it kind of made the truck just look bland. Well, this is what I was thinking. The way that Gene's truck looked so cool, he had that fade, you know, like the silver pearl fade in the paint.
Yeah.
Something about the sides are so bland. It needs something in the side panels. This monotone is just too mono. It needs more. It needs something to break it up. That's what the old body line did, and now that we deleted that, it just, you know, the slab side is nice, but I think it needs something to complement it. I think I'm gonna have to take a lot from my talk with Gene on this, because he says he keeps going with a paint job until he's happy with it. So I just started. I'm gonna keep going until I'm happy with it. All I have to do is convince Jack, we need more, we need better. It's the bottom line. And I think if I just do some kind of cool paint effect on the lower third of it, I pitched Jack some of my ideas.
Whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Cool.
Ian wanted to surprise me with that fadeaway, and let me tell you, he sure did. It really looks good.
Jack was digging it. Right out of his pocket, first thing is his camera, so I know I'm on a good run here. It's been the story through the whole build is that if he starts taking pictures, you know you hit the mark.
For years, I'd been thinking about this truck. After he painted it, I couldn't believe it. All those little extra things that Ian pushed for have turned out to be perfect.
It's hard to describe what the inspiration for this rear roof would be. It's kind of like El Camino meets spaceship or something, but it fits in with the overall look of the truck perfectly.
The taillights, I love the way they came out. My vision was to have it even. And then when he moved them in, Frenched them in, they looked twice as good.
For me, the best part about this is that crazy transformation. I thought it was good looking as it was. This thing is low, it's sleek, it's high fashion. It's a total show car. Sometimes you see a show car on a rotisserie. It spins around in all directions so you can see it from every angle. So I was doing the same thing in the park because this thing's a runner. I was spinning around, driving in circles.
And I was shooting a video with my camera and I decided, wait a minute, I want to drive this thing too.
So enough is enough. You know, he's the car owner. Unfortunately, it's time for me to hand over the wheel.
But he got out and we switched. I drove it around a couple times to have a little fun. I was surprised how nice it rode.
I guess having the engine in the back kind of changes the dynamic of the front suspension. It drives great. It's like a freaking mutant Cadillac.
It's been fun, it's been inspiring. It was great working with Ian. The fun of doing this is you have to figure all these things out, how to make this work, how to make that fit, and that's the challenge. Once you stand back and look at it and say, that works, you feel great.
It's a ton of work, but each time you see the end result, you kind of forget all that and just look forward to the next.